Hi everybody, sorry for missing an upload yesterday. I probably will upload one later today. We'll just have to see. But yeah, it's Big Z people. Remember, there's going to be a lot of death and gore, so be warned. This is my warning because my name in turn does sound like someone's dying. So let's just get right into the video so I don't fail. Okay, let's go on. So Deku, coming from his internship, by the way, a little information here. Deku joined Sir Nida's thing earlier, like before the forest arc, but during the battle with um, during the battle with during the battle with Overhaul and Deku, uh, the forest arc was happening, and then Deku was knocked out for a whole day, and then that's what happened at the forest arc. And stuff happened in the forest arc. So Deku gets back to UA, and everyone's all grumpy and sad. And then they say that Bakugo was kidnapped, and then Deku sighs. He hasn't really gotten along with Bakugo, but he'll save him because it is his classmate. So he grabs Ochako, Todoroki, Ida, Yaoyorozu, and Koda because he could use the extra muscle because Koda's all ripped now. And and they I'm thinking, well, they just go off, no disguises this time because there's nowhere they're hiding Deku's all that. So they just Deku hides behind them while they walk forward. Then they get behind an alley, Deku sniffing out Bakugo. Because in most of Batman series, Killer Croc has a good sense of smell. So I'll just add that here. And so, then they say event. Then not a single one of them can fit through it because they're too muscly. Todoroki could fit, but Todoroki could fit, so. But Deku is not taking the chance of Todoroki getting caught. Not because he's the weakest there. That goes to Ida. Actually, that goes to Yaoyorozu. She's the weakest one there. Just because of physical strength. And durability. And plus. And so Deku just. Then they see Deku, like, cracking. They hear cracks from Deku, and then they look. And then they see him just shrink to the size of Todoroki. And then he climbs their vents with a walkie-talkie that Kirishima bought. And then Deku finds a vent, looks under it, and then sees Bakugo and everyone there. He just decides to sit up there because definitely heroes are gonna go save him. So as soon as the hero shows up, he'll grab Bakugo and then sprint off. But he does say everyone should stay posted and maybe back a bit off the building, just in case they have measures in case they realize he's there. So, after a bit, after seeing Baku explode twice, they hear a knock at the door. Then Spinner goes to answer it. It blows up and All Might's there. Okay. So Deku then gets then he expands his body back to its buff size. You know the size you know what size. And then he blew the vent open and then just grabbed Bakugo and squeezed him until he felt a goop, but he kept squeezing onto him just in case. But then he was consumed by the goop, and then was disappeared from the area, and was teleported with Bakugo. And so Deku just 1v1s the whole freaking League of Villains. 1v, just 1v League of Villains. And Baku was there, so. But Deku's not letting Baku do anything because he doesn't want him getting hurt. So he just bodies all of them. That is until, Deku sees a thing happen. An explosion of ice upwards. So Deku just grabs Baku and just throws him into the air and tells him to follow the iceberg. Then Bakugo looks to the iceberg, sees them blasting off, waits a second, then shoots forward, grabbing onto them. Before, uh, oh yeah, that was. I just realized the magnet lady survives this time because Deku already took care of Overhaul. Sick. At sick, and then Deku has to 1v1 the whole squad. And Deku's winning, of course, because he's the strongest. Except when Dabi shows up and starts burning him, which hurts a lot. But eventually he just takes a whole freaking slab of rock and throws it towards him. But luckily, Shigaraki showed up and disintegrated it, because he has to save his subordinate, or he'll just people won't, or his subordinates won't like him, and he needs them to like him, so they stay with him. So that's why he saved him. I didn't need to explain that. Then Deku then just gets punched in the gut by Overhaul, all for one, then flinged and then slammed into a building, completely knocked out. Because that hurt a lot. You know what punch that was? It was the one that was like powered up, and Deku just got flinged by that into a building, and so that knocked him out. Then All Might versus All for One happens. See, I'm not making him that strong. And that is that's the end. Well, I think I can continue. Yeah, let's get into the Yeah, we're going into the war arc now. Actually, no, we're going into the Endeavor retrieval arc. Oh, Endeavor arc. I just say the license is okay. I know there's a couple arcs before this, like the license arc. That's it, but still, I'll just say they got their license easily and it didn't take any trouble. Todoroki and Bakugo still didn't get their license. But, actually no, they got their license this time. And Endeavor, recruits Deku Bakugo into his agency because it worked really well last time. He got a lot of credit from defeating Stain. So, goes exactly how it was before. All Might tries to save someone, but Deku this time Deku saves him instead of Bakugo. Okay, now into the war arc. How much time we got? We're doing great on time. Now let's do the war arc. Oh, so the war arc begins. Deku's just chilling with Bakugo and sees Bakugo. Not doesn't see Bakugo. I forgot to say who had all for one. If you're wondering, it's Mirio. So, and remember, he didn't get shot by the bullet this time. So he's with Deku. So this time he's with Deku, while Mirio turns and sprints away, and then uses Black Whip to start swinging, and Deku just immediately starts following him. And since he's so freaking fast, he can just sprint up with him. And they start, and then Deku tries to talk to Mirio, but Mirio's confused why he's following him. And then Deku says, well, I'm not going to just let you leave the civilians without an answer. And then he says, I have a feeling. Okay. And they start running until Shigaraki shows up and is about to get until he's about to grab Mirio, but Deku freaking tackles him out of the air, slams him through like a couple buildings, and then just throws him and starts pummeling him in the face, then throws him in the air. Obviously that did nothing to him, except like break his nose, but he heals it immediately. And then he shoots some massive explosions at the building. Deku is already out of the building because he knows this is not safe. And the fight went well for Deku. And then Shigaraki appears behind him with like the Attack on Titan face, like I can't remember the guy's name, but it was the blimp scene. It was before the blimp scene with Armin, that face. And then he gets kicked in the balls, and Deku then goes flying into the sky, into the stratosphere, just like the Nomu did. And he's still in the sky, and actually starts floating, and actually is in space. Luckily, he took a breath before he went into space, a very big one. And then he flew forward, and then starts burning up in the atmosphere. But he gets bulkier and bulkier, and then he finally gets into his beast mode, monstrous state. You know what I mean? Like the version. So Deku, what's Deku doing? Deku's doing. Well, he's into that state he was against Overhaul. And he's just freaking slamming towards the ground. Then sees Shigaraki fighting Mirio. Yeah, he was up there for a bit because it's space. We're at the point where Mirio is about to get down. Like before Dobby's reveal. Actually, after Dobby's. Okay. Yeah, it's basically when Mirio grabs onto Shigaraki while they're about to leave. Then Deku just completely jumps straight on a Gigantomachia like a freaking meteorite, knocking him out. Yeah, that knocked him out. He's like a meteorite. Knocked him straight out. And then everyone fall. Then all the villains fall off. And uh-oh, because now there's a new problem. Shigaraki's down, and the guy who soloed you is here. And he's stronger looking. So they try their best, but Deku is just completely demolishing them. Until Dobby shows up again. And actually hits him with a fire fist and starts slamming him against buildings and like beating his shit. But eventually Deku gets a smack in. But that basically just completely discombobulates Dobby. And then Deku just jumps into the air and does a suplex move, almost knocking Dobby out. But he's still up until Gigantomachia wakes back up and knocks him straight out. And just pops Deku real far away. He's fine though. He's not knocked out. He's okay. And then Gigantomachia just does a whole Saitama table flip. So flips Deku away. Again. And they escape. Well, that's where I'm going to leave things right now. I will see you later or on Tuesday. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember, you are the best. Remember that. Love y'all.